How does Monte Carlo method works? Well, here is a summary of Wikipedia. Monte Carlo simulations are a broad class of computational algorithms that rely on repeated random sampling to obtain numerical results. The underlying concept is to use randomness to solve problems that might be deterministic in principle. Monte Carlo simulations work by modeling the probability of different outcomes in a process or system that cannot easily be predicted due to the intervention of random variables. It uses something called random sampling. Random sampling is used to generate multiple possible outcomes and calculate the average results. The three basic components of Monte Carlo methods is the dependent variable we want to predict, the probability distribution of the independent variable that will drive the predictions, repeat simulations until enough results are gathered to make up a representative sample of our dependent variable. Monte Carlo methods are mainly used in three problem classes: optimization, numerical integration, and generating draws from a probability distribution. Monte Carlo simulations has no restrictions on the number of probability distributions of the input of the simulations. It requires only that the input are randomly generated and are independent of each other, and that the solution exists. Let's take for example the dependent variable we want to predict is weather. We will have multiple probability distributions as input, such as temperature, humidity, air pressure, air density, and others. The main idea behind Monte Carlo method is that the results are computed based on repeated random sampling and statistical analysis. The Monte Carlo simulation is, in fact, random experimentations in the case that the results of these experiments are not well known. Monte Carlo simulations are typically characterized by many unknown parameters, many of which are difficult to obtain experimentally. Monte Carlo simulation methods do not always require truly random numbers to be useful. How does a deterministic machine, such as a computer, generate random numbers? Hardware such as Geiger counter can be used so that the computer is inheriting the randomness of the world. The sequence will be random because radiation is truly random. Unpredictability is vital to some algorithms such as cryptography and gambling. Without such hardware, computers must generate pseudo-random numbers. Unlike true random numbers, pseudo-random numbers are reproducible. The only quality usually necessary to make good simulations is for the pseudo-random sequence to appear random enough in a certain sense. What this means depends on the application, but typically, they should pass a series of statistical tests. Testing that the numbers are uniformly distributed or follow another desired distribution when a large enough number of elements of the sequence are the most common. Here are some characteristics of a high-quality Monte Carlo simulations. The pseudo-random number generator has a sufficiently long period before the sequence repeats. Sufficiently long means we can obtain enough samples to ensure accurate results. The pseudo-random numbers generated must pass tests for randomness. Proper sampling is used and algorithm is valid for what is being modeled. That is, it simulates the phenomenon in question.